This bow tuning tip is brought to you by Winchester Archery's Black Horse, Archer Extreme, Warrior Tough, Bow Grip Bow Vices. Get a grip. Hey everybody, you know, one of the probably most overlooked accessories when it comes to setting up a bow is the quiver. And I really don't understand why, because if you're a hunter, your quiver is pretty important because of not only because of the fact that it holds your arrows securely, but it protects the arrow from you and protects you from the arrow. And what I'm saying by that is because if you've got a good quiver, a solidly built quiver, the hood of that quiver should be tough enough to keep your broadheads from poking out, so they don't poke you or poke your bow or poke something. You know, nowadays with the broadheads that we're using, those things are so sharp that it doesn't take anything, and trust me, anything, to cut you to the bone. They will do it in a second. They don't care if it's your bone or a deer's bone or elk's bone or a bear's bone. They don't care. They have no discrepancy when it comes to that. So it's up to us to be responsible and have a good tough quiver. And whenever I buy quivers, I always like to have a quiver that I can take off my bow, because the fact that it just lightens the bow up. It'll balance the bow out more because you don't have that weight on one side. And another thing that happens when you have all those arrows in the quiver and the wind's blowing a little bit, it can act as a sail and catch your bow and actually cause your bow to pivot in your hand if you're at full draw. And you know, you don't need any more obstacles when you're trying to get a shot off at a deer. But so why not just take the quiver off? Okay, today we're going to be installing the Helix quiver. It's the Carbon Helix by Archer Extreme. We're going to be installing it on the Dead Horse. Now you've seen me do all the other installations. I've done the stabilizer. We've done the Recon arrow rest, the Rogue sight. This is a complete Winchester bow set up with all the Archer Extreme gear. We're going to be doing the Helix quiver to complete the ensemble, if you will. All right. You know, I like to be silly, and so if you guys don't like silliness, you better go to another video and check it out, because I'm a goofball, and we're going to be dressing up our Black Horse here with a beautiful ensemble of Archer Extreme equipment. Now, as simple as a quiver may seem to most people, you know, there's actually a little bit of thought that needs to go into installing the quiver. Now, this quiver, like I said before, is the Carbon Helix by Archer Extreme. It's a pretty good quiver. It's brand spanking new design. They've got a couple other models out there. You have to check it out, their website. This one's got a real nice hood. It's kind of got like a rubber touch feel to it, so it's got a little bit of dampening properties built into it. It's got a holder at the top, and it's got a holder at the bottom to hold your arrows. This one's adjustable. As you can see, you can adjust this up and down. You can also adjust this up and down. It moves up and down these carbon rods. It's also got this like dampening material that's here with a lot of little nipples that stick out to kind of absorb the vibration if you do decide to shoot with the quiver on. I take mine off if I possibly can. There's been instances where I couldn't take it off, and you know, I've actually had to shoot with it on. You got to practice those, you know. You got to practice with and without it. It's got a metal bracket on the back that's got a hanger, you know, it's got a hanger placed so you can actually put it on a hook when you're getting a stand. Okay, so it's got a really nice thumb lever right here that's quiet. It's going to pop open and allow you to pop the quiver off. Okay, and when we do that, we get the bracket. Okay, the quiver attaches with two Allen screws, and it attaches on the holes in the side of the sight. There's two sets of holes on this particular sight. You got a hole in the back and you got a hole in the front. Okay, now if you look at the bracket, it's got holes in the front and holes in the back. So what happens is you can basically mount this quiver on this bow kind of forward or backwards. It gives you an inch or so to play with. You know, you can have it back more over the rest. You can have it more center of the riser. You can have it out in front a little bit. It's really up to you. I'm going to put it center of the riser because I like to try to keep everything center. Now, as we install the sights and we install the rest, we got new screws, steel screws going aluminum. We're going to go ahead and put a little wax, bow wax, just straight up plain bow wax on our threads. Okay, that's going to act as Loctite, and it's also going to act as a release. Now, I know you're thinking, how can it lock something tight and then release too? Well, it's going to keep these threads from corroding, okay? And it's also going to keep it from vibrating loose, just like it does your field tips on your inserts. Okay, so we're going to keep it in the center I'm going to install these screws into this hole, one of them in the top. Just get it finger tight to start out. Get the second one put in there, finger tighten it, and then you want to take your Allens and go ahead and start tightening it down. I always suggest when you do these, just tighten the first one down a little snug till you see it stop turning so easy, and then tighten the second one down to the same place, basically you're bottoming them out, and then go ahead and put a little tension to them to tighten them up. Now, keep in mind with that bow wax, it's going to act as a lubricant. So you're actually going to have it a little tighter than you think you do. Okay? Alright. Okay, when you install the quiver, this quiver just simply snaps on there, and don't forget that it's adjustable up or down. So you can actually adjust it according to the length of your arrows. We're going to cover that in a later video. Today, I just wanted to show you guys how to install the quiver. Well, until next time, you guys be sure to stay tuned. I'll catch you then.